Hello Cancer! Welcome to your monthly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the month of March 2023. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect, directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I'm providing, okay? Remember that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that, we've got a Sun card, the 19th mystery of the tarot. That is a great way to begin, okay? I think there is a lot of success to be had, a lot of restoration of health and well-being, as well as finances and maybe some career stuff, but let's see. Before we jump to conclusions, let's put the rest of our Dove and Serpent spread down. And as I do that, I do just want to mention that if there's anything you need me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments down below, okay? All right, so we've got our Dove and Serpent spread. Let's do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. Now we're not going to look at this one until the very end of the reading, so we're going to leave that right over there. And you do have to stick around until the end. And we'll find out if that, can tie the reading together or give us the confirmation that we're looking for at the end of things after all of this stuff. Okay, so what do we have? We've got some fire, some earth, some fire, some air, some majors. We've got some more earth, some more majors, some air, and some water. So it feels like a fairly good balance of things, okay? We see a lot of activity on the path of the dove here in the kind of horizontal world, going with this fire, with this sun and this air energy, and then into even more fire, okay? So what we're going to start out with is this Sun card, the 19th mystery of the tarot. I think you're in a really really confident place in your life right now. I think that you've got a lot of energy about you. I'm getting this really strong feeling of confidence, really, like a cheerfulness, not arrogance, not like a cutthroat kind of, business ambition or something like that, but a very wholesome confidence, I think that you are easing into this new role, you're easing into this new kind of lifestyle, maybe even. It really feels to me like you have this generosity of spirit. You have a real warmth about you this month. I think that March is really going to be a month where you have to continue to lean into this confidence, this maybe a leadership type of role, but maintain your I want to say maintain your innocence, right? But that sounds kind of weird. Maintain your cool, maintain your balance, maintain this equilibrium, right? Between having too much force, too much power, which then becomes kind of, arrogance. The thing with the Sun card is that it's internal energy, it's, pressure coming from within, has to be in perfect equilibrium with the gravity pushing inward, right, from the outside. Otherwise, the star would collapse, right? Or it could go, the other way and just completely explode. So we're really looking for that equilibrium, that balance between the confidence, the assertiveness, and the humility, the humbleness, the kind of I'm here to serve kind of attitude. Right? So I think there's something going on in your life that this month is really going to require this kind of energy from you. Okay? And this is a really good thing. This is a really, good feeling. I think that you have really good management abilities and skills. I think you're a natural leader, right? You're not someone who leads by force like a dictator or a tyrant. You're somebody who can lead by example, for one thing. You lead by really motivating people, You lead by encouraging people and by loving people and by serving people and by being of service to people. And I think that inspires people. They feel a real warmth and a real love from you. And then they're, willing to kind of do what's expected of them, or they're more willing to fulfill their duties in relation to whatever situation you've got going on, because they have a real love for you. They really feel inspired. They really feel like you care about them. And I think you really, truly do, And this could be something going on at work, because we do see a lot of these very ambitious cards. We see some of this earth energy. But then there's a lot of this interesting water energy that we meet up with at the end. We've got the star card over here. So this is telling me that while this may be a work situation, it's something that has a much deeper meaning for you. It's not just how you earn your money. There's some deeper thing going on here. Something more important even than earning money, We're going to go to let's go to this Prince of Swords, because there's some air sign person in your life that is really almost, it's like the last person that you need to kind of to get on board with things. It feels like the majority of people are with you, and they are they're willing to be led by you because of these solar qualities, right? Because you are such an inspirational leader. You have this humbleness about you, this steadiness, this equilibrium. You're not getting arrogant and like overconfident and being, a bit of a dictator. You have that really humble quality to you, that you're just being you. It feels really authentic, And this feels like the last person that kind of needs to get on board with your projects, your plans. I don't know that this is a personal issue. I don't know if this is someone in your personal life, like a spouse or a partner or close friend or something. I feel like this is someone that you have a more professional kind of relationship with. Okay. Prince of Swords, this is air on air. This is just all communication. It's all exchange of information. So this could be, this could represent the larger group as a whole. It could be the company. It could be the supervisor. It could be the management team, let's say. It may not be one particular individual. Though I am getting this feeling that they are an air sign person. So it could all kind of boil down to one person who's making the decisions on behalf of the management team or the company as a whole, right? Or the larger group of people. If this is something in your personal life, it's kind of, the one person that you need to bring on board to kind of join forces with your team. Someone who is probably a bit of a leader on their own, but a different kind of leader than you. They're the leader that's kind of like, they lead with this air of superiority, so to speak. It's almost as if they have all of the information, and that's what keeps them in power, right? Because they're hoarding information, and they're not sharing it freely. It's not this solar kind of leadership. This is a really just intellectual, informational kind of control leadership style, rather than your kind of servant, humble leadership. Your very warm and authentic leadership. Okay. And this could be something as simple as, your family and someone else's family. Like, this doesn't have to be business. It doesn't have to be career related. It feels that way to me, at least kind of on one side of it. On the other side, it does feel quite personal, because we have the Star card, because we have the Ten of Cups at the end there. It feels like there is a personal component. So it could be a family business. It could be two families coming together, something like that. But this is like the one person that's kind of resistant to your leadership. And this is because they don't want to lose their power, but they have a very flimsy grasp on their power, let's say. And it's really through this hoarding of information. They know things that they're not willing to share with others, because if they did share what they know, they would lose their authority. Does that make sense? It's almost like they know how to do certain things. They don't want to teach anybody else, because then they're not needed anymore, right? So this could be another person in the company who is really not willing to train other people or show other people how to do certain things within the company, right? Because then they're kind of like, they're redundant. They're not needed anymore, okay? So I think this is like the one person that needs to be almost convinced, it feels like, right? But I don't think you're the one doing the convincing. Okay, I think you're being you, and they've got their own stuff going on, especially since this star card is in some way related to them and their activities and their role in your life, your situation right now. Okay, so we'll get to the star card in a moment. In the recent past, we have a 9 of Wands here. I feel like you recently got this, or you recently stepped into this kind of leadership role. I feel like it's kind of a new thing, and I think that's why maybe this month it's really the month for you to be that solar leader, right? Really exemplify this Sun card and focus on being that type of leader, okay? Because this is a new thing and you want to kind of start off on the right foot, so to speak. And again, this could be like 2 families coming together. It could be you and a spouse or a potential partner or something like that trying to kind of link up and trying to like maybe meet their family or they're meeting your family, something like that, where there are kind of two factions almost that are coming together and trying to harmonize. And the thing with the Sun card too is that it really does kind of represent the family coming together in a way, because we have these 2 youths down there at the bottom, and they are just they're feeling the warmth together. You know what? They're basking in this glow, and it's almost as if there are the two separate entities now come together, and they're under one glorious, warm, radiating sun. It could be a situation where you are that sun, and you're trying to bring two opposing factions of your own family back together. Maybe 2 of your children are at odds, or 2 other family members are just, there's been some kind of a separation or a falling out or something like that. But I feel like it's a relatively new thing. I feel like there's a health thing here somewhere. Because I feel like someone has just recently been given like a clean bill of health, or somebody maybe recently got out of the hospital, or somebody had a health scare and now they're they're recovered from that. It almost feels like there was an illness everyone thought was very, very serious. Turned out it was nothing. It turned out it was just a minor thing, and there's been this full recovery. And maybe it was you, maybe it was one of the other people involved here. Maybe it was this air sign person in particular. But I feel like that's kind of been a little bit of a wake up for people. It was kind of, it caused a lot of anxiety across the board, either in your department, in this company, in your business, or in your family, in your home life. It kind of, even though people were at odds with each other, there was friction between family members. Through this, I kind of want to call it a false alarm. Through this false alarm, I think everybody kind of woke up and came back to the table and started kind of, reconciling a little bit. But I feel like this was something everyone thought was very serious, but it turned out to just be, thankfully, a very minor thing. And that was kind of the beginning of this whole process, and now you're kind of in this leadership, or you're in this almost a mediator kind of role, where you're that sun, I feel, and you're trying to bring these 2 separate groups or these 2 separate people together, right? And the good news is, in the immediate future with this Ace of Wands, I feel like everybody is going to come together. And it's almost like this health scare, if that's really what's going on here. It almost feels like that is the event that kind of brings everybody together, unifies the group or the family or the company or your department or whatever it is. Unifies that, brings everybody together. We've got the Ace of Wands. And I feel like your solar vibes, like this really nourishing, nurturing, warm, loving, healing energy is really what is bringing everybody together. So there is still this air sign person, this Prince of Swords that is resistant, or they're just kind of, they're so closed off, because of their hyper intellectualism that they're not really feeling it. You know what I mean? Like this, the gravity of this situation, or the emotions involved, the deeper meaning for all of this is not really getting in. It's not sinking in with them, right? Because they're just way too like intellectual that they're not allowing themselves to really feel a lot. But in the immediate future, I see it working out. I see everybody rallying together. It feels like everybody does kind of come together under this one glorious sun. And, well, it's the beginning of a new process, some new progress. Okay, so the Ace of Discs here is up above on the path of the dove. And I think that this is really, you're trying to get everybody together or get this situation resolved so that everyone can continue on succeeding and making progress and moving forward, right? You're somebody that, really has a lot of plans for the future. I think that you're on a fairly well-defined path in your life, or at least within this company or within this situation even. You know exactly what you want to achieve, 4, 5, 6 steps down the line. You're thinking ahead like a game of chess. You're looking a few moves ahead. And this could be in terms of this business where you really are looking toward, the kind of next year's projections and the business plan for the next 5 years, etc. Or just how to really increase the success and the profitability with the work that you're doing. Okay. Now, I'm still kind of split if this is a family thing or if this is business. It could really literally be both together, But I think you're trying to focus on the future. You're trying to focus on the hard work. You're trying to focus on what needs to be put in place right now to keep everything going. You're looking for everyone to come together and like really feel that motivation, And I think everyone's coming together in spirit, and you're looking for everyone to also come together in practice. It's enough to everybody believes the same thing, feels the same way, and really is on board spiritually, energetically, in theory, but you want that to also be a unity in practice, right? So it's not enough for everybody just to say, yeah, I agree, but then we've got to start taking action as well to get things moving, okay? And the problem, I think, is with this air energy, this Fool energy down here at the bottom, below everything. The Fool is kind of that energy that's full of surprises, right? There's really no predicting this energy. And this energy is not necessarily your energy. Usually this position is talking about what's kind of unconscious in you, what's beneath your surface. But I think this is really beneath the surface of this entire situation this month, right? Is this unpredictability, this full of surprises, someone or some energy involved either in you or in this air sign person here related to this star energy, that they're just a little bit inconsiderate. There's this energy of there's just chaos. There's too much entropy here, that it's getting difficult to keep things organized, right? To keep things in this unified structure, keeping things on one path. It's almost like every attempt that you make, there's just some little bit of chaos, or there's just like a strong wind that comes in and blows the paperwork all around. Every time you stack things up really neatly and it looks good, in comes this really strong breeze and all the paperwork goes up again and you've got to start over. So I feel like it's really something has started over and been reorganized and then started over many times already, you know? So it could be that this is not your first spin on this Ferris wheel. It could be that you've tried to get this thing organized, to get these people together in the past, maybe several times. And every time it seems like it's coming together, you've almost reached this theory and practice of unity and everybody on the same page and working together towards a common goal. And then in comes this fool and just tosses your paperwork around again. And it's just like, damn it, back to the beginning. Okay. But the good thing about having this fire in the horizontal plane of the path of the dove is that fire is a fire that's like doesn't really get extinguished easily. Okay, so you're not easily discouraged. You know, you feel a certain way about having to kind of redo things all the time, but you still have this inner strength that keeps you going. So you're not quitting. Okay. Let's move over to the path of the serpent now. And over here we start with this Queen of Pentacles or discs. This is representing your general energy. On the one hand, I think part of you is fed up and just wants to sit back and say, okay, you guys do it. You know, there is that impulse. And I think you would be crazy if you didn't have a little bit of that impulse where this fool keeps coming in and knocking your paperwork around. There's going to come a point where you're just going to say, okay, I'm done. I'm going to sit here. You guys do it. Let's see if you guys can organize this thing. You know, because if you're constantly being thwarted or disrupted and things are just being kind of destroyed and confused with this chaotic fool energy, there's only so much of that you can take. There's only so many times you're going to go back to the beginning and start again, right? There's that feeling there. I already said with this fire energy that you're not going to quit. It's rather inexhaustible. It's not infinite, but it's there. You're not going to quit, but you're going to want to. You're going to want to sit back and just say, okay, I'd like to see you do it. You know, this Queen of Pentacles energy is also someone that can take a deep breath and relax, understand, compassion, empathize. You want to continue to do the hard work. It's almost like you know this chaos is coming with this fool energy, and you're just kind of closing your eyes, you're meditating, you're preparing yourself because you know it's coming. You know you're going to continue working through it. You know you're going to be pissed off. But you're trying to understand, okay, look, these people just need some organization, some motivation. They need leadership. So you're really trying to keep your cool and keep grounded, you know, because it would be easy to kind of flow. I was going to say flow off the handle, because we have the water element here. So it would be easy to just accept, surrender to the situation and just flow like water into your emotions, into this kind of fed up feeling, and just kind of, you know, let the river drift away and let the situation take care of itself. But you're not doing that. You're staying kind of in the practical mindset. Whereas, okay, if you give up and you do something like that out of an emotional reaction, there's no way there's no way this ball's going to get rolling. You know, and this is your ultimate goal, is to get this thing, whatever this is, you know, to get it functioning, to get it unified and everybody on the same page. So you can't just give up, give in, and surrender and just say, I'm done. Because you know that's not going to lead to your goal. So you're going to stick with it. And we have this really strong-willed Queen of Pentacles who is feeling a certain type of way, but is going to continue doing the hard work, you know. Okay, so now we've got this star energy, okay? And I almost feel like this air sign person is kind of the one who's getting in the way. I feel like they may have an H in their name. I'm feeling like whatever the health kind of scare was that we had, I feel like what's something to do with breathing or with the lungs. I I feel like it is maybe the circulatory system, but I feel something kind of in the chest, right? So some breathing thing, maybe lungs, maybe kind of heart-lungs combination kind of thing. I feel like it was a wake-up call for sure. Okay, with the star energy, I feel like it is, it's almost like we know what's coming in the distance, right? We can see our star way over there. We can see our fate, our destiny. We can see what's coming down the line, but it still feels really far away. You know, it still feels like it's a very distant reality, you know? I think the older we get, the closer this reality becomes, right? It's slowly getting closer. I think through this path of the dove, this health thing in the past, this what I think is a scare, or the false alarm that we're calling it, it brought the reality of our human mortal fate and destiny, right? It brought that star very, very close to now where we can see it. It's right here in front of us. And I think that's the wake-up call. I think that is, you know, because what is the sun but the star that's closest to us, right? So we've got this star here out in the distance. Now is up close and personal, and we can feel it, you know. And I think that was the wake-up call indeed. And maybe for everyone, maybe it's related to the air sign person specifically. I don't think that matters much where this wake-up call occurred or where this event took place. I think for everyone involved, it's been kind of a wake-up call. And that's precisely the star energy in this position. And I think that is kind of, you know, it may sound horrible to say, but I think this wake-up call or this event is really something that you can capitalize on. You can take advantage of this fact, because now you can use it to rally everybody together, get everybody on the same page, get everybody going towards this common goal, this ace. This ace of, well, the ace of wands and the ace of discs. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise. It's kind of the silver lining, or this kind of unforeseen opportunity. Turning this wake-up call, this false alarm, into a way to really kind of motivate people and to bring people together, get people on board, right? And I know that sounds horrible, taking advantage of what, you know, could have been a tragedy or a very serious thing nonetheless. I think it has very good and kind of noble reasons behind it, you know? And I think that's why we've got the Ten of Cups at the end here. But to get to that Ten of Cups, we have to get past the Two of Swords. And this is almost a blockage of communication. I think your style is way different than this air sign person. I think their style is very intellectual, very kind of a know-it-all, very arrogant, and like, I have all the information and you don't. Versus your kind of, you know, your sun card way of being and communicating and existing. And it's very different. And so I think that the obstacle here is really trying to find a way to communicate that is going to resonate with everyone. And that's a difficult thing. It's a difficult thing because everybody has their own styles of communication and the things that they resonate with most, you know. Some people like to be kind of coddled and dealt with gently. Other people need really firm and direct information. You know, everybody's different. So it's really difficult to you know, provide that leadership that everyone can resonate with it. You know, and that's the obstacle. So there's a lot for you to figure out kind of strategically. You know, and you have to deal with different people in different ways. You know, everybody is different. But what you've got in mind, the final kind of outcome, the result of all of this, Ten of Cups, everybody being healthy and happy and fulfilled and satisfied, everybody reaching their goals, meeting these achievements, everybody really connecting with the work that they're doing, connecting with each other, and everything in just this wonderful, watery harmony, right? All the waters are mixed together now, and everybody is just feeling really good about it. You know, Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is the fulfillment of everything you want. Anything and everything. And I think in this case it really is all of these individual cups that are all now have come together and are resonating with each other. They're in this harmony. They're sharing their waters. They're feeling good. They have this kind of this shared purpose, I feel like. They're all part of the same beautiful structure. Okay? And again, I don't know, this could be bringing people together at work, bringing people together at home, could be in your life in general. It might not be so specific for all of you. But your ultimate goal is for everybody to be resonating together, for everybody to be part of the whole and contributing towards the success of the entire structure, the whole kind of community. You know, could be a community organizer. I would be very surprised if you weren't already in some kind of a service industry or like community organization or something that is really a way to express your compassion for the whole, for the group, for the neighborhood, the community, the state or country that you live in. So you're in some kind of public service, perhaps, some kind of community organization or just some kind of a service role, I feel. You know, I feel like you'd be very good at it if you're not already in a role like that. You would, I think, really excel at something like that. And you would feel that fulfillment because I think that's what you're going for is this satisfaction, this sense of purpose, this sense of having done something good for people. You know, I think that's a very, very Cancer-like aspiration. You know, we're going to go to the mystery card now. I feel like fire would be another great thing to have. We're ending with the water with that Ten of Cups. I feel like we need some more fire because we're lost in this dreamy water now. And it's just like, yeah, it's going to feel really good. We need something now to focus us, get us back to action, bring that fire energy back, right? So I feel some fire energy here. I think it's going to be a plan for action. So this is either going to be an Ace of Wands. Oh, we have the Ace of Wands. Prince of Wands. Maybe a Prince of Wands. Maybe something like a Four of Wands. Something still very high up the tree, close to the source, very close to the Ace, right? Close to the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Discs. Very close. I don't think a 2 or a 3 of Wands because that's not action yet. That's still idea, right? It's still an abstract thing. The 4 of Wands is the first card that really turns it into action, right? All of our intent, all of our will. I'm thinking 4. I'm thinking 4 of Wands. And there's the 4 of Wands. So this really is taking all of this inspiration, your goals, this kind of dreamy end that we want for things, and everything in between, and really putting it into action, right? Having a plan and executing it, okay? And understanding how, a certain phase has to come first, right? It's almost like putting things in their proper order. First things first, second things second, and so on. So this is really now, we're coming down out of this dreamy water energy, and we're thinking, okay, yeah, it's going to feel really good when we get to the end, but now what's the first step? What do I have to do to get this wheel turning? What is the first step? What kind of system am I putting in place to really get everything working? And it's funny because that 4 of Wands looks a little bit like the Ace of Discs there. We've got that wheel, right? So this is kind of the practical steps that we're taking. We're to almost literally get the ball rolling, right? So we have to come out of the abstract and really get things down to earth in a practical, step-by-step fashion. Okay, that's going to be a big part of this month as well. Anyway, Cancer, we're going to do an extended. If you want to stick around, click on the link that's right up here, and you can have access to all of the extended readings. This was your monthly tarot reading for March 2023 on Dove and Serpent Tarot.